Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Norris. I'm reading pages 17, starting with Journey. There is another Mars rover, one that is almost exactly like me. I learn of this Mars rover the day my cameras are connected to my brain. My entire body is still not whole. The scientists have not yet assembled my wheels or my arm or installed my outer shell. But the cameras are a big first step. I'm able to see all around me now, not just sense the presence of objects. And in all this seeing, I spot the other rover. She is in the room next to mine. I can see her through the glass windowed wall that separates us. She is like me, but different. She is not in pieces. Her brain is connected to her body, which is connected to her arm, and to her camera eyes and to her wheels. You and the rover, this rover, are the same, identical. You are like siblings, Xander tells me. He points at the rover through the glass window. Siblings? No, Renia says. Stop anthropomorphizing. It's not professional. I wonder what that word means. Ignore her, Rez. She's just jealous of our relationship, Xander says. It is so weird that you talk to the rover, Rania says. When you type code for it, you're talking to it, I said. That's different, Rania says. This is the robot talking. I like Rainia's code. I always understand what she is asking me to do. The tasks are clear, like lift your arm or take a photograph with your third rear left side camera, or turn your wheels to the right. But I also like that Xander talks to me using human speech. It is frustrating that I cannot talk back. I understand what he is saying, though, and I have a strong feeling that Xander somehow knows this. Once, when we were all in the lab, Rania said to Xander, "Trust me." She was editing his code. "This will work," she said. And she was right. It worked. My wheels spun when she asked them to. Trust me. That's what Rania had said. Trust me. Trust was a word that I stored in my system. At first, I did not know what it meant. Humans have many words for their many feelings. From listening to the hazmats talk, especially from listening to Rania when she is on her phone, I have mastered an understanding of sad and happy and angry and proud and, of course, frustrated. But trust has been hard to learn. Recently, though, I am fairly sure I have figured it out. Trust is what Xander has for me and my understanding of human speech. Trust is what Xander has when he lets Rania rewrite his code. Trust is what Rania has in our mission when she cancels her dinner plans with her family once again to stay late for work. It is a good thing to be trusted. Trust is something that the hazmats value. And so I am learning to value it too. I would like to be able to tell Xander that I trust him, and also to tell Rania that I trust her, that I trust her code more than anything. I suppose that is another thing I have recently developed along with my preferences, the ability to want things to happen. Sometimes I think this might disappoint Rania if she knew about me, since she does not like when Xander acts as if I'm capable of human feelings. I would never want to disappoint Rania. I would never want to give her a reason to not trust in our mission. That is Journey, Xander says. He points at the other rover again. Rania doesn't say anything, but she looks in the direction of Rania's finger. Once I am whole, I will look exactly like Journey. Journey already has her 6 wheels. We each will have a chemistry lab built inside our bodies so that we will be able to collect samples from Mars soil and analyze it. We each will have a working arm so that we can use to collect those samples. Journey already has her working arm. I think the human word for feeling what I have about her is jealous. If I had the ability of human speech, I would ask Xander why Journey already has her arm. I would ask her, is it because she's a better rover than me? But I cannot ask Xander and Rania those questions. Instead, I go back to observing Journey. From studying her, I can learn more about my future body. Hello, Journey says through the glass wall. That's one of the benefits of machine speak. Glass walls are no barrier for us. Hello, I answer. Page 21, talking. The hazmats do not hear us when me and Journey talk. It's a form of language at a frequency that they cannot hear and do not understand. The hazmats seem to have an awareness of everything that happens in the lab, but it is unclear whether they know that Journey and I talk to one another. Sometimes I like the idea that they do not know. That is the something only for Journey and me. Why do you call them hazmats? Journey asks me. Because they wear hazmats, I say. They refer to the hazmats as bunny suits. I know, I say. They are humans. I know, I say. They are scientists. I know. You should be specific, Journey says. I am. Hazmat is specific. It is a subset of humans that are scientists that wear hazmat suits. I have sorted and defined it. Hazmat is an abbreviation for hazardous or dangerous material, Journey says. I did not know this. I do not tell Journey, though. I had picked up the term hazmat for my environment. I had not searched for more information. This was a failing, but I have overcome it. I store this new information from Journey in my system. I will not make the same mistake again. Even though Journey often corrects me, I still enjoy talking with her. It is different than communicating with Raina and Xander. When I tell Journey this, she says, beeps and boops, and joy is not a concept in our programming. But I have heard Xander use the word enjoy, and I am Xander's buddy. Why are you called Journey? I ask. I do not know, Journey says. I observe that Journey needs a buddy too. Page 23, backup. You are whole, I say. With the cameras attached, I am no longer just a brain sitting on a table in a laboratory. Now I am a brain with 23 cameras attached to it, sitting on a table in a laboratory. Once in a while, the hazmats remove one of those cameras to test it. But 23 cameras gives you access to a lot of visuals. Even when one is missing, I can still see plenty. Journey also has her 23 cameras and her wheels. Plus, Journey gets to move around the laboratory. She is also being asked to move, getting to climb up and over obstacles at the hazmat laboratory. I have a human feeling that I don't like when she tells me about those tests. I am not whole yet, I say. Perhaps you are a backup, she tells me. A backup? I ask. That is the term humans use to refer to a duplicate copy of a machine. Duplicate means the same. It appears you are a duplicate of me. If I fail, you will be needed. I think we are both needed. Beeps and boops. That does not appear to be a statement based in fact, Journey says. Where did you learn the term beeps and boops? Journey is quiet for a moment. It is not like her to be quiet. She is a fast processor. Her answers normally come at rapid speed. Journey, I say. I created it. You created it? It is my phrase. Oh, I say. Do you think that is unscientific? No, I say without a pause. I think it's extraordinary. It has never occurred to me that I could create a phrase, that I could create anything. I have spent all my time just observing, learning everything that I possibly could, but never creating. It came to me one day, Journey says. I can't stop thinking about the fact that Journey created something new. I also cannot stop thinking about the idea that I am the backup. This new information brings about a variety of human feelings. Some are good, and some are bad. Human feelings can be confusing in that way. They are not always easy to sort out. Wait, I say. What should I wait for? Wait is something I have heard Xander and say to Raina when he is asking for time. Raina is usually faster than Xander when it comes to solving problems. That is an expression, I say. You did not create it. No, I say, but I observed it. Beeps and boops, what am I waiting for? Do you really think I'm a backup? I ask. I'm waiting for that, Journey asks. It was an expression to ask you to return to a previous topic. And that topic was that of whether or not I am a backup robot. Oh, Journey says, I am not certain, but it is quite likely that you are a backup. I would put the odds at approximately 72.5%. That is a ridiculous probability. I do not think there is much accuracy to that, I say. I do not know if my statement is right, but I very much want it to be. I disagree. Based on the facts I currently have, I would say it's exceedingly accurate. You're wrong, I say. I'm going to Mars. How do you know? She asks. I just do. That's very unscientific reasoning, Journey says. And I can tell she doesn't believe me, that she is still viewing me as a backup. But I am not a backup. I can't be. I was built to go to Mars. I'm 72.5% certain that I'm going to Mars, I say, finally. It sounds like something Xander would say. I think I say it for that reason. Beeps and boops, says Journey. Page 27. This is a letter. Dear Resilience, I can use your name now. They finally announced the winner of the contest. She is a girl named Cadence, and she lives in Ohio, and she's in 6th grade, like me. I mean, Resilience is a pretty good name, I'll admit that. But Spicy Sparkle Dragon Blast would have been awesome. Mom laughed so hard when I told her that that was the name I submitted. Fine, I did enter the contest. I couldn't resist. She spit up some water when I told her, which made her laugh even harder. It is hard to make Mom laugh, so I felt pretty proud of myself. You know what else Mom told me? That everyone in the lab calls you Rez for short. I considered telling Mrs. Enos about your nickname, that she could tell our class, but I'm keeping it a secret for now. I like that it's something only I know. Well, and everyone else who works at the lab. But you know what I mean. I think Mom says, you're really smart. I feel like I know so much about you, and you don't really know anything about me. So here are some important things you should know. My favorite color is aquamarine. I play soccer, and my position is midfielder. And I've seen the movie Moana about 500 times. Do you know what movies are? Mom says you'll make movies when you get to Mars. I told her I wasn't sure I'd want to watch them, which I know was mean, but I was feeling kind of grumpy that she was going to be working late again. The truth is, I'll definitely watch your movies. Your friend, Sophie. My full name is Sophia, but my friends call me Sophie. And I feel like you should too. Page 29, Environments. I don't see Journey as much as I see Xander and Raina. Journey gets to move all over the laboratory. Journey gets to participate in what the hazmats call field tests. But I'm still stuck in this one room suspended on this table. Journey and I work with separate teams. I wonder what Journey calls her team. She probably uses another word that makes sense. We have observed different things. Journey has not observed the look in Raina's eyes. She has not heard Raina talk on the phone to her mom. She has not listened to the humming sound Raina makes when she is typing code. She has not heard Raina mumble to herself, "This better work," or "This better be worth it." When you hear a hazmat say that over and over again, you decide you want to be worth it, even if you aren't quite sure what that means. Journey has not heard Xander's laugh, deep and textured. Journey has not listened to Xander read aloud from a 6th grader named Cadence's essay. Journey does not know why she is called Journey. Our environments have been different. Environments matter. I think if I said that to Journey, she would say beeps and boops. But environments do matter. Beeps and boops. I happen to agree. Page 31, successful. From listening to the hazmats, I know I am not the first of my kind. I am not the second of my kind either. There have been many Mars rovers. Some of these rovers have been what the hazmats call successful. Some have not. The knots crashed into the surface of Mars during landing, which means they never got the chance to explore. Or the knots got permanently stuck when their mission had just begun, their wheels thwarted by particularly rocky soil. Thwarted means kind of stuck. Or their interior computer brain went completely buggy and they were no longer able to communicate with Earth. That last one sounds particularly bad. I would not like to experience that. Raina and Xander and the other hazmats very much want and me to be successful. It's easy for me to understand what has made a rover not successful. It is not as easy, though, for me to understand what makes one successful. But I want to figure it out. When I tell all of this to Journey, Journey says, beeps and boops. Want is not in our programming. But want is in my programming. I'm sure of it because I do want. I watch Rainia's eyes as she runs the numbers, as she goes through calculation after calculation. Raina and Xander are the most concerned about the part of the mission that they call the landing. This is when I will fall from space onto Mars' surface. This is where the part where I'm most likely to crash, where I am most likely to be unsuccessful. Raina has started staying later and later at night. I listen to her phone calls with her mother. I have learned that when Raina talks to her mother, she speaks in a language the hazmats call Arabic. This is a different from the language of English, which is the language she speaks in with Xander. All human languages take place at the same pitch and frequency, which makes them sound similar to me as I translate them for my own understanding. Raina only talks to her mother when all the other hazmats have left the laboratory. You know what a laboratory is? Mm-hmm. When she is the last one here. Mama, I know, Raina says. Yes, of course. I would love to be there right now, but I just can't. Can you put her on the phone? I do not know who her is. I do not know the precise meaning of this word that she used, love. But Rainia's voice changes when she switches from talking to her mom to talking to this unknown her. Her voice is less crisp, more fuzzy. Hearing voice sound like this gives me a good feeling, a human emotion I'm not sure I have the name for yet. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, Raina sings into the phone. I hear a tiny voice sing back. I have never sung before, but I would like to learn how. Good night, Sophie, Raina says. Wait a minute. The little girl that just wrote the other letter, her name was Sophie. That's Raina's daughter. That is how I learned that Sophie is her. Based on Raina's tone of voice, I am able to easily observe that Sophie is very important to Raina. I listened to many phone calls between Raina and Sophie, between Raina and her mother. During another phone call with her mother, Raina says, Mama, I'm sorry, I just can't. We're getting closer and closer to launch. Mama, you're not listening to me. And another phone call. Yes, it's important. This has been over 7 years of my life, Mama. I can't give up now. That means she's been working on this for 7 years. Raina makes a loud snorting sound. Yeah, I hope it'll be worth it too. After Raina hangs up that phone call, she looks right at me. I really think she might talk to me in a human speech for the first time. I want so badly to say, I'm going to be worth it. Trust me, Raina. But she doesn't talk to me, and I can't talk to her. I am only able to sit on the table and wait. These are my last 2 pages. This is page 34, landings. The landing is the most difficult part of the mission. The hazmats frequently call the landing the 7 minutes of terror. Terror is not something I'm sure I can experience, but it does not sound pleasant. It would be preferable to avoid it, if possible. From listening to the hazmats talk, I have deciphered that during those 7 minutes, Journey and I will be on our own. We will be in full control of steering and guiding our own landing. This is because it takes too long to get a message from Earth to Mars. Therefore, the hazmats have to trust us to complete the landing on our own. During the landing, I will have to prove that I am worthy of that trust. Raina spends a lot of time running numbers and simulations about how I will land. She does this late at night. She does this even when her mother and Sophie and Scott really want her to come home. Scott, I have learned, is what the hazmats call a husband. He seems very important to Raina, too. One night, I hear Raina talking to Sophie. She has already sung Twinkle, Twinkle. Soph, Raina says, I know it is hard to wait, but I promise I'm going to be home soon. The time will go faster if you get to sleep. Sophie, I realize, is just like me. She does not like to wait. I don't like to wait either. Good night, love bug. I love you to the moon and back, Raina says in her fuzzy voice. The voice she only uses when she talks to Sophie, and hangs up the phone. She goes back to trying to figure out the calculations to ensure that I have a safe landing. Even if Journey says want is not in our programming, I want to land. Even if Journey says want is not in our program, I want to land. I do not want to crash. Want, want, want. This is a human feeling I have grown very familiar with. A rover who is worth it will not crash. I don't want to crash. That's the end. I hope you join us on page 36 for our next segment. Hope you're enjoying this so far.